Hello class 9th. Today we are continuing with chapter 8 Medieval India, the Delhi Sultanate. Today's topic is Alauddin Khalji CE 1296 to 1316. Now we will discuss the following points. So the objectives of today's topic are administration, taxation and control of markets, reforms in land revenue, measures against nobility. Now we will discuss the following key terms. Number 1, conquered. It means to acquire by force of arms. Number 2, contemplated. It means planned. Number 3, rebellion. It means revolt. Number 4, revenue. It means income generated from business operations. Alauddin Khalji. The slave dynasty ruled from CE 1210 till 1290. It had three great kings, Qutbuddin Aibak, Iltutmish and Balban. It had also the first woman ruler, Razia Sultan. The last ruler of the slave dynasty, Balban, was murdered in 1290 and there arose a new line of rulers called the Khaljis. Jalaluddin Khalji was the founder of the Khalji dynasty who came to the throne after killing Kekubad, the last king of the slave dynasty. He was murdered by his nephew Alauddin Khalji, who proclaimed himself as the Sultan. Now come to the reading part, page number 179. Alauddin Khalji CE 1296 to 1316. The greatest king of the Khalji dynasty was Alauddin, who was a great military commander and able administrator. He even contemplated, means planned, conquering the whole world and becoming another Alexander. Alauddin was a great military commander and able administrator. He had a strong army and started paying his soldiers in cash. He planned to conquer the world and wanted to become another Alexander. He conquered Ranthambore and Chittor and defeated Rajput kings. He was also successful in conquering Gujarat and Malwa. His campaigns in the south were carried on by his commander Malik Kafur, the Yadwas of Devgiri, the Kakatiyas of Warangal and the Hoysalas of Dwar Samudra were defeated by Malik, who even marched up to Rameswaram and attacked Madurai. He defeated Rajput kings and he conquered Ranthambore, Chittor, Gujarat, Malwa. Malik Kafur was his commander who carried on his campaigns in the south. Malik also defeated the Yadwas of Devgiri, the Kakatiyas of Warangal and Hoysalas of Dwar Samudra, and then he marched up to Rameswaram and attacked Madurai. Malik Kafur plundered, means robbed, all these kingdoms and returned to Delhi loaded with jewels, diamonds and gold. He brought enormous, means huge, wealth for Alauddin and make him rich and powerful. These kingdoms were conquered but not annexed by Malik, because he was more interested in acquiring the wealth of these kingdoms for the maintenance of the huge army and made Alauddin rich. Administration. Alauddin knew that to continue with his conquests, he would need money. He could raise money only by keeping a strict control over land revenue, taxes, power of his nobles, a strong frontier policy and control of the markets. Alauddin needed money to continue with his conquest by keeping a strict control over land revenue, taxes on markets, check on the power of his nobles, could raise money for the expansion of the kingdom. Taxation and control of markets. The control of markets was a very important feature of Alauddin's administration. Alauddin fixed the prices of food grains, vegetables and other commodities, means objects of daily use. He also saw to it that people got adequate supply of essential commodities. The traders had to register themselves with the market superintendent called Shahanai Mandi. Strict punishment was given to traders for cheating and underweighing goods. He accepted land revenue in cash or kind. Granaries were built to store revenue collected in kind, and special officers distributed the goods or food. He raised the tax in the rich fertile land of Doab, land between rivers Ganga and Yamuna. Taxation and control of markets. Alauddin was best known in history for his market regulations. He fixed the cost of all commodities such as food grains, sugar, and cooking oil. For this purpose, he set up 3 markets at Delhi, one market for food grains, the second for costly cloth, and the third for horses, slaves, and cattle. Each market was put under the charge of a controller of market called Shahanai Mandi. Very strict punishments were prescribed for cheating and underweighing goods. Granaries were built to store the commodities, and special officers distributed the goods or food. He raised the tax in the land between rivers Ganga and Yamuna, Doab, which was very fertile land. Reforms in land revenue. He introduced a new system of land revenue. The land under cultivation was first measured, and then the land revenue was fixed on the basis of this measurement. He was able to obtain more revenue, means income, in his way. A complete record of land and land revenue was kept. He gave a high salary to lower revenue officials to keep corruption under control. Reforms in land revenue. Alauddin Khalji introduced a number of important measures to get maximum revenue. He brought all the land of the empire under his direct control. He introduced the practice of measuring the land and fixing the state share accordingly. A complete record of land and land revenue was kept. He appointed special officers to collect land revenue and gave a high salary to lower revenue officials to keep corruption under control. Measures against nobility. Alauddin Khalji took a number of measures to curb, means check, the rebellion, means revolt, of his nobles, means honorable. Number 1. The nobles were not allowed to hold parties or to form marriage alliances without the permission of the Sultan. Measures against nobility. When Alauddin Khalji came to the throne, he had to face a series of rebellions from the nobles. So he took a number of measures to crush their power. Number 1. Without the permission of the Sultan, the nobles were not allowed to hold parties or to form marriage alliances. Number 2. Gambling was forbidden. Gambling was forbidden and gamblers were severely punished. Number 3. An efficient spy, means secret agent system, was established to keep a check on the activities of the nobles. To keep check on the activities of the nobles, he established an efficient spy system. He made his army strong, skilled, and paid them a higher salary. He established a system of chehra, a kind of identity card for soldiers, and dag, or branding of horses, to check fraudulent, means dishonest practices. He was able to beat back the Mongols who tried to attack his frontiers 5 or 6 times. After his death, there was confusion and chaos for 4 years. In 1320, the Sultanate passed into the hands of Ghazi Malik, who founded his own dynasty known as Tughlaq dynasty. Alauddin Khalji was the first ruler of Delhi who laid the foundation of a permanent standing army. He paid them a higher salary. He introduced the system of chehra, that is, giving a kind of identity card for every soldier. He imported quality horses and started the system of branding horses, dag, so that the soldiers could not replace them with inferior quality horses. He was able to beat back the Mongols who tried to attack his frontier 5 or 6 times. Towards the end of his life, he was dominated by Malik Kafur. After many plotting, the Khalji dynasty finally came to an end when Ghazi Malik the governor of Dipalpur, ascended the throne, who founded his own dynasty known as Tughlaq dynasty. So students, in this video we have discussed till here. Learn the basic terms and kindly follow the SNAP homework. Thank you.